Good morning, Chamber members. Welcome to Monday Minute for Monday, June the 28th, 2021. Hard to imagine that we're basically halfway through the year and heading into the third and fourth quarters of 2021. July the 11th, of course, you know that the provincial health restrictions should be lifted, and we know that there's going to be lots of discussion at your workplaces and ours as well over the next couple of weeks about what protocols we'll keep in place, if any, the cleaning, the masking, and so on. And so each of the businesses, I know you'll all have lots of communication and discussion about that. And certainly as we hear more or hear what some of the best practices might be, we certainly will share that with you. I wanted to mention as well, obviously we're all really saddened by the news last week from Cowessess First Nation, and want to just send our thoughts and prayers to all of our local friends and neighbors in First Nations communities and those that have been impacted by the residential school crisis, and just know that we're thinking of you, and certainly the business community will look to support you. We also want to talk about the fact that while there have been some border restrictions announced, some changes at the Canadian borders, the Canadian Chamber still has some very significant concerns about a lot of the decisions are being made without the benefit of science or the report from expert panel on this regard, and that it's still easier to fly to Buffalo, or fly to Paris, and while that would be awesome, than it is to drive to Buffalo and cross the U.S. border. There certainly are concerns for business people, and we just want to make sure that you have an opportunity to read that. We'll be following it, of course. The Canadian Chamber will still be working with the federal government. Perhaps in July that border restriction will be lifted at the U.S. border, but it's an interesting read. And I wish you nothing but a great week in business. We hope that you have a really wonderful week, and we'll see you again after Canada Day. I hope you have a great long weekend.